good because the fucking my apartment group chat is like, oh my god, this has like been a great FIFA game to watch. This is a FIFA to remember, or whatever, World Cup to remember. And I want to be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like the world's falling apart. Everyone's losing their rights. The world, like, global warming is gonna kill all of us in like 20 years. Why?
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 This is
Soccer?
Olympic stuff. I don't care. I don't care.
Like soccer? Really?
Yeah.
World
so-
Cup,
Why are we giving a shit about soccer? Why are
World
we giving a shit
Series,
where we're gonna build the next Olympic village that costs millions and billions of dollars
and
are
probably
just abandoned
displaces like
afterwards?
like
Yes.
thousands of people, and
Yes, not to mention the resources. Just use an old one if you're gonna do it.
Also, soccer, I don't like sports, but soccer is like one of my least favorite to watch because athletically it's like, super intense. And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
those guys must be like
whoa,
really fit.
Yeah.
But in terms of engagement, just like you get if a normal game, it's like 1 to 3 goals.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like all the
It's a
other time
lot
is
of back and
it's
forth.
just keep away. It's
Yes.
just keep away. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, I started recording, so I got some of that
Cute.
conversation going.
Right.
Glad all of the gays that listen to our podcast are here to listen to us talk about sports.
Better than
Yeah.
the
Or
technical
complaining about
difficulty
sports.
conversation that happened for the 10 minutes before we hit record.
Okay,
Jackie,
I'm
you're
sorry.
not even gonna be here for the next episode, so I don't know why you think you're in a place to shit talk this episode.
Listen, I can shit talk you all day. It's part of
That's
my
because
job.
you're too busy eating ass. It's just coming out of your mouth.
Ew!
Then you would know a lot about that.
Then the shit
I
is just
would.
spewing out of their
He
mouth.
had actually shit himself right before you came out.
Yeah,
It
was
Oh,
really
God.
embarrassing.
I just
I
shit
just shit
myself.
Hey.
Okay. So which one are we doing?
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, hello everybody. Welcome back to another lovely episode of the What Do the Gays Think podcast. Today with me, of course, I have my puppy, Pat. How you doing, Pat?
No, I think you've said that before.
No, I haven't. I definitely have not said that before, no.
Okay, how about this? To prove me wrong, listen to every single episode and get back to me.
Okay, I will. All right, I'll get
Okay,
back
good.
to you.
Let me know. Moving on to Jackie.
What am I?
Oh,
Ja-
right. Jackie, my kitten. Jackie, how are you, Jackie?
Ew. I only want cat
Meow.
boys. No.
Meow.
I only want cat boys. I want cat boys. I don't want Jackie.
Do you just not want Jackie, or do you wait?
No, he doesn't. I think it's more of he doesn't want me.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
Which
want
is
Jackie
fair.
being a kitten. I want a cat boy.
Why? I want to go
want
collect the money.
I want the cat boy, and I want that one VTuber who's dressed up like a wolf, basically. I want that.
Right. There's not just one of those. There's plenty of those.
I
That's a
know,
whole
but I don't
category
know.
of
I don't
content.
know what's his name. Well, what his name is. So I just have to be like that one VTuber I see on
So now
TikTok
you're
that's like-
insincere. You don't actually know who you're referencing. You don't actually know them.
Yeah, call me insincere when you're not sticking around for both episodes. Call me insincere.
Okay, well, as the people listening to this podcast probably know by the title of this episode, this is our 2020 game wrap-up episode, similar to the previous 2 years that we've also done these video game wrap-ups. Jackie, what are you saying?
You mean 2022?
That's what I said.
You said 2020.
Did I?
Yes.
I'll check it out in post. I think
roll the
I think
tape.
you're lying. I think you're lying to me.
I couldn't believe I didn't hear it.
I wasn't listening to either of you, so I don't know what was said.
He said 2020 wrap up. I swear. Okay.
Well, I said we're doing our 2022 wrap-up, but then I
Yeah,
referenced
sure.
the 2021 and 2020 wrap-ups as
Okay,
things that we
yep.
previously did. Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, the ADHD is really coming out in the three of us today, I feel.
It really is.
So previously what I used to do for these episodes, let me explain. I used to just
You?
go through all the games, all the major games that released in that year. And then we would just like go through them and chat about them and talk about the ones that we played or just like give a summary of the ones that we didn't play. However, I have not played, I played like 4 games this year. So I felt like I wasn't going to be able to talk about all that many games or provide any like fruitful commentary. I know maybe you two have played other games, but I've only played like 3 or 4 games this year. So I've decided to switch it up a little bit this year. We're going to start with like, let's talk about like the 3 or 4 games that we've all played this year that we want to quickly talk about. And then I've actually gone and done some research and I've picked out 10
I did my own research.
Okay. I picked out 10 like smaller games that were made by queer or LGBTQ like game studios or game developers, and we'll just quickly go through them, highlight them, and then hopefully we'll be able to play them on our Twitch next year. Sound good?
Lovely.
Love it.
Neither of you
Love
were
it.
listening to me, were you?
I was listening.
This is
I
the
heard
first
every
I've
word.
heard about this change in direction.
First of all, I heard about this last night when I listened to your 7-minute voice memo. I heard
I
everything.
made it through that 7-minute voice memo in one go.
I had to
so
keep
proud of
tapping
myself.
my phone because I was like,
Yes.
if it goes to sleep, I'm gonna have to restart this whole
so
fucking
fucked.
thing.
Also, Jackie
Yeah.
listened to it immediately. Pat like waited 12 hours before listening to it,
Then
basically.
he was commenting on something else, didn't acknowledge.
Well, do you want to know why? Do you want to know why I didn't hear it?
You're busy jacking off.
No, I didn't jack off yesterday. That was today. I took a huge nap in the middle of the day because I'm sick.
Shit. Yep.
Take a huge dump.
I love how me being sick is a joke to both of you. It's so great. I've just been compassionate about Jackie being sick, being like, oh, I hope you get your new inhaler. I hope you feel better. And Jackie's over here just shitting on me. So I took a huge nap. And by the time I looked at my phone, you guys had such a long exchange about that and other things that it just had been pushed down to the bottom, like pushed up to the top. And I didn't even see it at first. So then when I didn't read it, I was like, oh, it must have been the voice memo that I didn't get a chance to. And then I listened to it.
Thank you.
So does that satisfy both of you? Does that explanation satisfy
You
both
sound
of you?
so sexy right now. Can I just say that?
Make him choke. Make him choke.
That's what Troy said last night.
Oh, that gravelly voice. I'm like, oh, what?
Yeah, well, also I have a cough drop in my mouth, so that might be helping. This cough drop tastes so bad.
Oh, okay.
I love Ricolas. I can't do anything else except my Ricolas anymore.
All right, let's get into the content. All right, games that we've played this
Matt
year.
said, "Can you two shut the fuck up?"
Again, it's the ADHD coming out in all three of us.
Being sick, I'm so tired of it.
Okay, games that we've played this year. What is a game that you would like to highlight? Pat, you go first.
Well, I'll start with one that I know you two haven't played: God of War Ragnarok.
Watch some of it.
So, came out. Well, I don't know, 2 months ago maybe. I don't remember. Came out maybe November. Sequel to God of War from like 4 years ago on the PS4 or whatever. It's amazing.
Oh,
I just played it the other night again for like the third time I've played it, and I've gotten into like the meat of it. I think the combat is thrilling, story is engrossing, is beautiful, father-son dynamics, familial tension, finding your place in the world, a person's responsibility to society if you have power, how to use that power for the good of society, what determines what is good for society. Is it up to you? Is it up to the general public? Like, oh, it's so good.
Wow,
It's so good. I haven't beaten it. I'm not going to beat it before the end of the year probably because I have no time, sadly. But
Yeah.
I love every second of it. And the guy who voices Kratos won at the Game Awards for best like male actor, voice actor. I don't know, but he won that award.
Nice.
That's lovely.
And I think in his acceptance speech, he said to the kid who plays his son in the game, like, couldn't have done this without you, basically.
Oh.
So I love it. I love him.
Pat, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you finish any game this year?
Yeah, I finished Scarlet and Violet.
Okay. Yeah.
You
did not finish Legends Arceus though.
No. I want to take I need to have a moment. I need to just bring it back to last year, our year in review, when I said I was going to do a lot of things, and I just want everyone to know that I didn't do any of them. I didn't beat Legends Arceus. I didn't read. I didn't do exercising very well. And then I bought a bunch of games and bought a bunch of books, and I didn't read them or play them. I didn't beat Digimon Survive, even though it's a good game. I didn't finish any of the queer books that I bought. I just read most of them halfway and then stopped.
Oh, that's also a sign of ADHD, by the way.
Oh, clearly. So, but then I'll rewatch episodes of like 18,000 times because starting something new creates anxiety for people who are good with routines and don't want to stress out about certain things. Like,
What?
like the Cyberpunk anime, I love it.
Oh, love it.
I haven't finished it and I can't get myself to do it.
Yeah, that ending, buckle up. I
Okay,
I
finished that
think
one.
I think I know what happens just because it's tragic. I know it's gonna be tragic already.
I mean, yeah.
Talk
if
about
you
this
if
in the
you want
next
to talk about it,
episode.
yeah.
I'm going to, but there, God of War was my game. Thank you, Matt, for dragging me. Have you finished
I'm
any games this
sorry.
year? Have you
And you
finished any
haven't.
games?
And you
It is.
haven't.
You should. Anyway,
I finished Scarlet.
You finished
I just want
Violet,
to touch.
first of all.
Hey, shut up!
Now
God of
Jackie's
War
turn.
Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok won Best Narrative, Best Performance, Best Audio Design, Best Score and Music, Innovation and Accessibility, which I love to see, and Best Action Adventure. So just wanted to touch on that, and that was at the Game Awards 2022. So kudos to them.
I love.
Yes. Jackie, what was a game that you played?
Oh, I had a couple that I wanted to touch on briefly, but I think at the forefront of my mind is Horizon Forbidden West. That is a sequel to the wonderful Horizon Zero Dawn, which I think came out around 2017. Has a wonderful voice ensemble featuring Ashley Birch, who is she came out I think this year or last year.
Where?
As part of the what?
Where'd she come? Oh, you mean
Sorry,
Came out of the closet.
She came out and is now part of the LGBTQ plus community. And it's a really wonderful game. We love to see a female protagonist who is badass and fighting and trying to save the world and all that jazz. I'm a huge mecha like animal person, so that also has that for it. It's just and plants. It has everything.
And plants.
It has
Plants.
everything. I love
Yeah,
it.
We
it
love
has-
a plant
it has-
day.
a strong woman, mecha animal, and plants?
And
It has
plants.
everything.
Great combat.
So
Great
wait, what
voice acting.
what letter is she in the LGBTQ plus II plus?
She might be a P.
Oh my god! Every fucking opportunity for Jackie to talk about being.
I think she's pansexual. I think she's pansexual.
All right, Matt. Bring up the game you want to talk about.
Okay. Well, I mean, hello. Okay. We all played. Oh, Jackie's camera's gone, and also because of that, in the recording, we've now switched places, me and Jackie.
Jackie looked like for a minute that they're about to vomit, and then had to cut away because they're coughing too much.
Anyway, game that I've played. Well, we've all played Pokemon Scarlet Violet. We've talked about it like 3 times on the podcast, so I think we've all agreed it was a good game. It just had its performance problems, and they should fix their shit. Jackie's back. Jackie, did you finish Scarlet Violet? Where are you in that game?
Yeah.
no, they didn't.
They did not.
Bullshit.
I'm pretty early. Still in the game. I think I've done like 2 or 3 Titans, 2 or 3 gym badges,
Oh, that's better than I thought.
and like maybe a couple other things.
Oh, yeah, you are still pretty early then. And then obviously we all have played Overwatch 2 as well. But I don't feel like we've talked like in depth really about how we feel about Overwatch 2. So I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to say that I don't find it any more fun than Overwatch was in the first place. I don't feel like the experience has improved at all in terms of like competitive play. Yeah, those are generally my thoughts, and I don't really like the battle pass. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it.
I hate the battle pass. I would agree with all that. I think it didn't live up to the hype for me. Hello. And for a game that is so widely played and has such a large audience, I've been really disappointed by the accessibility that I felt they could have been a lot more innovative with their accessibility and making sure that the game is equitable to people of all different play styles and play types.
What about you, Pat?
I don't play comp ever now because I've found that any competitive game just gives you stress, and I never want to do that. So I don't play comp at all. But I find the experience more enjoyable than Overwatch 1 overall.
Okay.
It's not like leagues better, but I do like the one tank setup a little bit more. I like I mean, I do like the new heroes. They're pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment they said that PvE wasn't in the game at launch, I should say, I already knew to temper my expectations. So I didn't think this game was gonna be shit anyway. So really, Overwatch 2, I can't even review it yet because the whole game's not even here yet because we're still waiting for PvE. Now, when that launches and it's a hot piece of shit, then I'll be like, this game's a hot piece of shit.
Yeah.
But until then, it's basically Overwatch 1 plus. Like, it's just a little spicier than Overwatch 1. But the only real substantial difference besides the one tank is the battle pass, and I don't really care about it because it every fucking every fucking game is doing it. Every game is now, what is it called? They're no longer games. They're what's the word they throw around?
Like free to play?
Yeah, but there's like a service. It's no longer a game, it's a service because it has these systems in it you buy into routinely for content. So it's not a game anymore, it's a service, which it's like every game's doing it. You don't technically have to buy it. It doesn't give you any real advantage except you get a hero sooner than other people. But eventually you could get the hero just by playing. It just takes a fucking like a long time to do it. So I mean, it's not great, but like I'm not angry. Like I'm angry at the idea in general, but I'm not angry at Overwatch for putting it in this game.
I think if it had been scaled differently, I would be less.
Yeah, I
less
mean,
like against, less frustrated with it. I don't find the scaling enjoyable.
Yes.
I don't care. I don't care about the rewards. I think is the problem. Like I really don't. Like except for maybe the very last skin in the entire thing.
Yeah.
Which is that cool what's her face skin, Junker Queen.
Oh, yes.
Because
that's like the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
Because those like mythics now, they're called mythic skins. They're all customizable, so you can like have different transmogs on the same skin, so like people look a little more. It's all about like personalization of the character. Like I think that's a nice route that they're going. That like it's becoming way more personalized. Like I can have a specific charm. I can put out a specific little sprite. I can do my specific emote. I can have my specific skin that has a different sword color, a different mask cover. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it has to be way more. Like this has to go on for a long time before it feels like they're actually substantial.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Great. Any other games that we want to highlight from this year before we move on to the queer games?
I have one.
Oh yeah, go
ahead, Jackie.
Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb came out in 2022, and it's a great, very artistic, I guess you'd call it indie game, where you play as a little lamb who is chosen by a god. Yep. Who's chosen by a god to kind of be their vessel. And it combines like village management with I think like it's called roguelike gameplay. Yes. So you kind of go about the game finding little cultists, and they're all animals. All the art is adorable. It's very, very well done artistically. So you recruit little animals to bring back to your village, make sure they're all taken care of, and then you go out into the world and you try to defeat these other gods that are the siblings of your patron, to defeat them so that Loki, your god, can just kill them and rule everything. And nothing.
This sounds no like religious oppression.
Yeah, there's no red flags. There's no murder. Yeah, but it's a really great time. The gameplay is very fun, very quick combat. It's just a really great time. I'd recommend it for anyone who likes roguelike games or village management because it combines both very nicely.
Village management, I love that. Is that like Animal Crossing, like village management?
I haven't played Animal Crossing, but I would guess so. Like you have to build little tents, you have to build little sleeping bags, you have to build a like outhouse, you have to cook them food. I would say that you have to farm for them. They do it so that the management doesn't become too, in my opinion, because I'm close to the end of the game, it doesn't become too like grinding or like taxing.
Okay, well that's good because like Animal Crossing did not come out in 2022, but Animal Crossing, what the fuck? Like
I haven't played it.
Don't shit out a game that a lot of people like, okay?
No. First of all, I can because it's part of my podcast where we give our opinions. I'm not saying the game is trash objectively. I'm saying I don't like the game.
Okay.
It sold very well. It was reviewed
I like
very
the
well.
game.
Obviously, so it's not objectively. It's probably a great game. For me, it's not. It's just because at first you get to like build up these little things pretty quickly, and then it goes in with this is going to take you days to do. Not because, not necessarily because like the crafting takes days, although some things do take a while, but getting the reagents for it, the money, the land space, whatever. We are going to make this such a painfully slow process that you could play this game for 4 hours and not actually do anything visually on an island. You'll get stuff done, but you won't see it. And I'm the kind of person where I have to like see development to feel like I've done anything, which is maybe my problem.
This is just,
I don't
can I just say that this is just like real life though?
I
As
was
in like construction projects.
I don't play games to emulate real life. I'm not real life.
I'm not saying that, but I am saying that in real life, you'll just see construction and it will be there for a year and you won't see any progress. And then suddenly there'll be a building and you'll be like, what happened?
I'll play Farm Simulator. I'll play Goat Simulator. If I want an authentic real life like they should just call Animal Crossing Life Simulator.
Goat Simulator is not a real not a goat simulator.
I know, but I'm talking about simulator games that try to emulate like Farm Simulator. Try to emulate the process of these things very authentically. I would play those games.
I don't want Farmville.
Yeah, my fucking high school math teacher loved playing it.
That's like that game. You just plant things and then you like harvest them days later.
I can't.
I will say the nice thing about Cult of the Lamb, it moves quicker than that. So you're not like stuck behind red tape. You don't have to wait for permits or whatever the fuck. You can just kind of and then you can assign villagers to do stuff, which helps kind of mitigate the slowness that you might feel later in game once all the like the fun feeling that comes from having those new like, oh look, cute, I can build a farm, then you realize you have to do like 50 fucking farm plots. It helps mitigate kind of the tediousness of that.
Right, because like if the whole game is just that, I can't handle it. But if this game is that plus another whole plot line you can do, like a whole mechanic you can jump into, that's great. Then I don't have to think about it too much.
You can sacrifice villagers. You can have villagers fight each other. You define the whole doctrine for your cult.
Okay.
It's so fab. You can tell them to starve themselves. You can throw a feast. There's so much you can do.
Red flag? Red flag telling them to starve themselves?
Well, no, you have a fast. You can have them, you can tell them like, oh, we're having it's like a, 2-day fast or whatever. Stuff
Interesting.
Like that.
Interesting.
Another game I want to bring up, though, that this reminds me of is also Valheim, which we've been playing. Didn't come out this year. However, there was a new update recently that we should check out. The Mistlands update. So apparently, I think they've added content to the Mistlands. And they've also added like some Christmas stuff. So we should check that out. But also we were talking about like farming and like Valheim, there is a lot of farming, but you could do like a whole bunch of other stuff while the farming is happening.
Exactly. So. Like I could build stuff, I could craft stuff, I could farm stuff, I could kill things, I could, like just travel. Like there's so much to it that isn't just farming. Like it's necessary because you need food, you need all that shit. But like there's so much more to do, especially if you have multiple people in game. One person can handle the farming, one person handles the building, shit like that.
Yeah. And just to round out like games that we've played this year, also, we mentioned Phasmophobia last year, even though Phasmophobia did not come out this year. Phasmophobia has had multiple new updates, including a brand new update to the UI, a brand new update to the truck, an update to the lobby that you hang out with, some of the mechanics of the ghosts. How do you guys feel about like all these updates that we've seen this year? Is it enough, or do we want more?
Well, we want more.
Well,
but they're gonna give us more. They always say they're gonna give us more.
Yeah.
I've liked it. I will say the UI is not my favorite, and I think it might actually be a step backwards in some ways. But I overall have liked the new maps. I've liked some of the new physics, the truck layout, the new room, and the ghost mechanics. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, they added some new ghosts. That's some fun times, and I feel like we never get the new ghosts. We just get like the Obake every time.
Fucking yokai. Matt and I got yokai. What did we get? Yokai and wraith like every game.
Yeah, I think we played and we got like yokai twice in a row, and then we got something else.
Well, they're trying to tell you something.
Oh, hi, Axel.
We're too loud.
Hi. I've got a dog here with a toy. Anyway, so I would like to jump into the now 10 games that I want to highlight from queer content developers. Axel, you can't squeak that right now. I'm recording a podcast.
He definitely understands.
Yeah, he's like, I got you. I'll leave. Thanks, Dad.
Got you, bro.
Can I take this? Drop it.
Do you know they make dog toys that apparently squeak at a decibel that only dogs can hear?
That's nice. I was watching a video and it was making a squeak noise. San ran over and did one of these.
Oh.
And one of those. And she's like, where is it? And I was like, it's just a video.
It's just a video, girl.
Hey, you want this, Axe? Go get that. That doesn't.
We were never gonna finish this episode.
No.
We got this. I'll cut that out. All right.
Yep.
I hope you
definitely won't cut that out. Definitely won't.
Yes.
All right, let's get into the 10 games by our LGBTQIA plus game studios / game developers. The first one on my list of 10 that I want to highlight is a game called Celeste, which was released back in 2018. So it's not like a game that was released this year, but I do have some games on here that weren't released this year, and I just want to like highlight them because they're like fun queer made games. So Celeste is the first one, and I did play this game this year, so that's another reason I wanted to highlight it. Anyway, it's a 2D indie platform by Extremely Okay Games. I love that name. Which was founded by a transgender woman named transgender woman named Maddie Thorson.
I love me some
games.
Trams.
Gay.
So the gaming studio was founded by a transgender woman named Maddie Thorson. And also the main character of the game, Madeline, is confirmed to be transgender as well, which I love. So I'm just going to read a quick description of the game if you guys like platformers. So the game stars Madeline, or Madeline, a young girl with anxiety and depression who aims to climb Celeste Mountain. During her climb, she encounters several characters, including a personification of her self-doubt known as Badeline, who attempts to stop her from climbing the mountain. She has several abilities, such as being able to dash in midair or climb walls, and is able to collect strawberries across Celeste's 9 levels. So I did play a little bit of this game myself on stream. And I had a lot of fun with it. The gameplay is actually kind of difficult, but I think it's because I was using a mouse and keyboard. I feel like it would be a little bit easier if I had a controller.
Oh, you play that mouse and keyboard?
I did, and I feel like I was struggling real hard with the mouse and keyboard controls. I think I need to play with a controller. But it was a lot of fun, and I was enjoying it. And if you like 2D platformers that are kind of like puzzle-like, because you have to go like through each room and try to clear these puzzles, it's a lot of fun. Here's Pat like going onto TikTok in the middle of our podcast.
I got a notification on my phone. I actually clicked the notification and it played, and I was like, oh, I was just trying to check the time.
Thou stupid bitch.
Thou stupid bitch. Do you guys like platformer games?
I do. I finished Celeste.
I don't. Oh, you played this before.
I did. Yeah, I've played this. I have finished this game. It's a really good game.
Oh, without spoilers, give us a stunning review.
Just say, ooh, stunning.
Ooh, stunning.
Stunning. Negroni, Sabagliato. Yeah, I would give this game, honestly, like a 9 out of 10, I think.
Stunning.
It was a little bit ago that I finished it. I had played a lot of it, and then I had like the last like half of the final level to finish, and I didn't get around to finishing it, and I recently did so, and it's a really wholesome game, and I think it handles the topics of anxiety and depression really well, and really packages up all of the narratives and all of those themes really nicely into one experience.
I Live, Laugh, Love.
Yeah,
I don't think I didn't really get to a point where they really started to explore those themes, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Pat didn't sound like he was going to play it, but I will.
I don't really like platformers that much.
Oh my god. Okay, so
I think I knew that, yeah.
What is with people that will play a game like 99% of the way through but just won't finish it? Because I've done that.
ADHD.
It could be ADHD.
Back to drag you?
No, I'm dragging myself because you know Hollow Knight? I played 99% of that game. I just didn't beat the final boss, and I don't know why. I just didn't play it.
I don't think. Ooh, where'd I leave off in Hollow Knight? I'm maybe like halfway. Yeah, I can't. It's so hard for me to go back and pick it up. But as Pat said, ADHD.
Yeah, I don't like platformers just because I'm usually not good at them. I like more because like it would be very simplistic for me to say like, oh, given the actual structure of platformers, there's not a lot of versatility in like what you're doing, but that's not true. I know platformers can be very like complicated, in depth, but I do like more three-dimensional experiences, I guess.
No, that's fair.
Okay,
You
Slay.
know,
Like open
that kind,
world.
yeah, that kind
Yeah.
of open movement, like, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, so that's probably why. But
No.
nothing against the game. I'm sure it's lovely.
Okay.
Totally fair.
Slay. All right.
I wanted to mention too that the Extremely OK Games, they also created Towerfall. They were the studio behind Towerfall. If you have heard or played that, that is another kind of like platformer game, Pat, but it's different in that you're battling each other. It's very quick elimination gameplay, which is very fun. I think we played it at some point together, Matt.
Did we? Let's play it again.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, stunning.
Oh, stunning.
All right, game number 2. This game is called A Long Journey to an Uncertain End.
Yes.
This game is not actually out yet, but there is a demo that is available to play.
Ooh.
So the game is like it's like an adventure strategy simulation game, and it's by this studio called Crispy Creative, which was founded by Kylan Coates, a member of the LGBTQIA plus community, and plus many of the team members from this studio are also queer. So I wanted to give it a highlight. Here's a description. A Long Journey to an Uncertain End is a narrative management space opera where you recruit eclectic crew members, explore the known and unknown galaxy, make choices to drive your journey, and escape the clutches of your abusive ex.
So what? This is my mom leaving my father? Like, what is this?
It's a narrative-focused space opera that'll have you flying around the universe, assembling an unruly crew from an eclectic cast of characters, and taking any job you can to keep one step ahead of your abusive ex. The twist: you're not just piloting a ship; you are the ship.
What?
So you are like this sentient ship carrying around this crew, which is pretty fun.
Is the ship gay? Is it sucking on the ship's cock? Like, what's going on?
Hatch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Just, you know, port side, starboard.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's more of like a point and click type of game. And it's like, you know, a strategy, and also like Pat doesn't like management games, but it's like a crew management take on jobs type of game.
There's a difference, like I said, as long as there's other things to do besides that being the one aspect of the game that's like heavily focused on, then yeah, I try it.
Oh, amazing. It's like, you know, you get to explore the galaxy type of game. So you're in space, you're on the ship.
Oh, cute.
You assign your crew tasks.
Yeah.
Again, it's not out yet, but I would love, there's a demo that you can play, and I would love to get into this demo just to see what this game is about.
Cute. We will definitely have to play this.
My name is Demo if you want to get into me.
Okay, and then I'm gonna demolish your asshole.
No.
You got there. It took you a while, but you did in fact get there.
I did in fact get there at someone. Here's the next game. Ready? We Are OFK. Now, this was a game that was released in 2022 on August 18th. It's an interactive TV show by a gaming studio called Team OFK, which is another very queer gaming studio, but it also functions as an IRL band. So they actually have a band, and they compose their own music for this game, which I think is lovely. Here's the description.
What?
Itsumi Saito just moved downtown and broke up with her long-term girlfriend, leaning into her dream of making it in music. But juggling practice, friends, and brutal commute to the west side and a full-time job, Itsu is struggling to establish herself in the cutthroat music scene of LA. When she talks her way into a schmoozy Hollywood party and makes friends with a rising music producer, she sees a chance to bring her dreams a little closer. We Are OFK is an interactive TV show of arguing over lyrics, sending sad texts, and playing interactive music videos.
Oh, this sounds fun.
I've never like played this type of game before, like an interactive TV show. It kind of feels like not really visual novel-y, but kind of similar to that, where you can kind of choose what's going on within the narrative. Plus, there's gay shit in it, so I absolutely want to take a look at this game and play it.
I love how this sounds. I love anything with branching narratives and everything. Oh, they just hits a certain spot. Very fun.
But we know what spot it hits.
Which one?
The prostate.
Well, not for Jackie, obviously.
The clit.
Thank you. I mean, unless Jackie has something to tell me, but you know, I don't think they got one.
Woman's secret.
And also the style looks very nice. Like I looked at the art style for this game. It looks very fun. Very bright, very pink aesthetic, I feel.
Oh,
it's lovely.
Now I see it. Can confirm. Very cute. Very kawaii.
And it's very focused on music, and I like games that focus around music. I think that's especially like what are they called? Rhythm games. I love rhythm games. I don't think this is a rhythm game, but I love rhythm games.
I see a lot of like shaved undercut hairstyles, so
well then you know
pretty fucking gay.
You know what that's about.
Perfect. Perfect for you.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. Queer man peering into a rock pool, which was released on July 13th, 2022. This is like a more 3D open type of game, like an exploration type game called by Fuzzy Ghost, which is a queer game-making duo, aka animator boyfriends Pete Foley and Scott Ford.
Aww.
So cute animator boyfriends making a fun exploration game.
That's so wholesome.
Here's the description. A joyful, strange experience in which a middle-aged queer man toddles around a strange island attempting to refurnish his empty house. The waters have risen around you, leaving with you nothing but your house and the beautiful vista to keep you company. But there's something else, something you can't quite remember. Maybe if you explore the island and start collecting the strange, sparkling debris that have been left in the tide's wake, maybe, just maybe, you'll piece it together. So it's like a fun little game. It's very short, apparently. It's like 1 hour of gameplay.
So cute.
But also, like, I've read some of the reviews. Apparently, it's like very bizarre, and also like full of life. So I'm very interested in taking a look at this because also it looks like very wild and very fun.
Yeah, the art style looks super colorful, very different. I love it.
Yeah, and only 1 hour's worth of gameplay. I could get in on that. That's easy. Yeah. I could bang that out very easily. GG. Next game, The Hayseed Knight.
Hey.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Wait, can I just say I'm on Steam looking at queer man peering into a rock pool, and there's one thumbnail image on there, and it's like a caption from the game, and there's a quote on there, and it just says, "Gays do love lamps."
I can confirm. I do
Gays
love a
do
lamp.
love lamps.
I love lamps.
I'm not a huge fan of lamps, actually. I tend to prefer like lights in my ceiling, you know.
Moving on.
Moving right along. The Hayseed Knight. This game was actually released in 2020, December 8th, 2020. It's a visual novel game. I love my visual novel games. But it's like a visual novel, choose your own adventure, like fantasy game. The game was made by Sandra Maxi Molina, who is, as described on the website, a Spanish trans dude wearing the entire hat shop. So I think he does like everything for the game, basically, wearing all the different hats. The game's not finished yet. It has 3 like chapters, and then they're going to release chapter 4 in 2023. Here's the description. Join a ragtag band of misfits as they piece together how Adder, a one-eyed farm boy with seemingly impossible dreams, becomes the most celebrated knight in the kingdom of Akazor has ever known. This gorgeous animated visual novel unravels in unexpected ways with a perfect blend of mystery, comedy, and romance. Like I said, I love visual novels. I love Lamp.
No, he doesn't.
I hate Lamp, actually.
I hate Lamp.
I love visual novels. I love fantasy. So I would be totally into this game. And apparently the entire thing is hand-drawn and fully voice acted.
Stunning.
So I'm into it. And also it's gay. So obviously I'm into it.
And also he's gay. I mean blind.
Blind.
He's gay. I'm sorry, gay. I mean he's blind.
Gay.
He's blind.
He's blind. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking out this game. Playing through some of it, trying to get through these chapters. Like I said, I love me visual novels. Love Danganronpa.
I love me visual novel. I love me
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs. Visual novels.
I love me money. Yeah, loving it. Anyone take a look at it, or you just listening to me?
I mean, I was gonna let the episode go, and then afterwards I would check them out to not interrupt the flow of the episode.
Oh, feel free to look these up as we go if you want to make comments on them. Or I could just keep going.
No, I do want to work. I'm here.
Pat just
This
wants
was
to be
very
lazy
cute.
and listen.
It does look very cute.
As I wrote out a whole list for the next episode, which will be my responsibility. Yeah, super
That
lazy, I
Jackie
know.
is not going to be a part of because they hate
Yeah, so
you.
who's the real lazy one?
Well, it's not my podcast.
Okay. I'm
Jackie only wants
sorry.
to work when it's their podcast.
I'm sorry if that Google Calendar notification just came through on the podcast. It most definitely did.
Great.
I hope, can they see it? Because that would be really funny too.
Not the notification itself, just the
Okay.
sound.
Okay.
All right, next game on my list. Roll Plus Heart is this game. Released
Ooh.
on August 2nd, 2019. It's a dating simulator and visual novel by Owl Sanctuary Studios, which was founded by Zara Pending, who identifies as agender and uses they, them pronouns.
Ooh.
Here's a description.
Which gender?
Agender.
Get it?
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
That was a good joke. Jackie likes it. Jackie likes that joke. It took them a second to even pay attention to what was said, but once they got it, they liked it.
My God.
Yep.
All right, Roll Plus Heart is a dating simulation and visual novel set within the adventures of a tabletop game group. The game includes tabletop battles, a thrilling campaign, and a variety of exciting date opportunities. With diverse character customization and 5 unique romantic paths to take, Roll Plus Heart explores the lines between roleplay and reality and celebrates the appeal of tabletop games to people from all walks of life, from a car mechanic to a mother of 2.
Aww.
I love this because A, it's a visual novel, and B, it's also like D&D-esque and like tabletop game-esque.
That's so fun.
And I love that. And you actually like play through their like campaign within the game. Like the people, the cast is like playing a campaign in the game and you get to play like with them. And I think that's great.
I love that. I love when you kind of get multiple levels of storytelling like that.
Yeah, and I watched the trailer. The cast looks very diverse, very gay, like in the actual game. I lived for it.
Oh, we love to see that. We love diversity.
We love Pat, are you a fan of like visual novels or no?
Well, Digimon Survive is half a visual novel, and that's the better half of the game. So, yeah. I don't play them very often, though. No.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these like queer made games tend to be like visual novels as well.
That's what I was gonna say at the end, but you brought it up, so I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
All these that you've described, and I've looked down at a few of the other ones, they're all like visual novels and or short and or like small scale.
Yeah.
Which is probably because they're made by indie companies, so they don't, they're not going to go out there making a AAA game. Totally understandable. But I just think it's interesting. And I also find it interesting that they're all, I don't know, like, I was hoping to see, like, here's like a group of queer people making like a gross horror game. Or like, here's a group of queer people making like shoot 'em up, like violent or not technically violent, but like a shoot 'em up rogue game or something. But it's a lot of just, we're a queer studio and we're making queer friends hanging out playing tabletop games together, which is nice. It's nice. It's very nice.
That's so pessimistic about all this. I love it.
It's just the list sounds fun, but it's not very diverse. It's diverse in that they're the queer people making it, and that's what I'm happy about. But it appears just from this list that the games that queer people making are not diverse, and that there's a lot of common threads between them, which is fine because they're not seeing those in other games, which is why they're making them. So it's good they're making them because you look at AAA games and you're not getting this kind of storytelling, these kind of characters, this kind of representation. So I understand why it's happening. But you're looking at this list in a vacuum, and you're like, do gay people just make the same game?
Yeah,
queer people,
basically.
not gay people. Queer
Gay people are all part of the one same studio.
Yes.
When queer people make like games about queerness, they tend to like to tell stories, and that I think that is best portrayed in a visual novel type setting. So I think that's why this is happening like that. However, there is one game like further down on this list that I think, Pat, you would enjoy. That is not a visual novel. So
it's not Raptor Boyfriend?
It's not Raptor Boyfriend. No, Raptor Boyfriend is
know.
actually a visual novel as well.
I think Pat kind of hit it on the head too. I think you're seeing a very kind of niche market because there is so little room for these stories to have been told otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
I think it would be really cool if like even like just only 3 years from now we see a change in the games kind of represented. Like I know Baldur's Gate, you can now play as a a non-binary person is an option. So I'm hoping that we'll start to see more integration with.
Like I want God of War with a faggot. Like I want some really angry faggot going around killing people.
Okay. Also, let me reiterate. I'm specifically highlighting smaller queer game developers, not necessarily games that just feature like a queer option character. Like I could say Overwatch 2 is a queer game because it has Tracer in it. But that's not like what I'm trying to highlight here. No one would
say that. No one would say that. No one would say that. Absolutely no. No one would say that. No one in their right, a straight person would say that, but no queer person would say that. Absolutely not. No.
Moving along, the next game on my list. No Longer Home. No Longer Home was released on June 30th, 2021. It's an interactive fiction game by Humble Grove, which is led by non-binary duo Hannah and Cell. I hope I pronounced these right. I don't know. I could be taking these names.
I'm sure they're fine.
Doing some terrible stuff with them. Here's the description. Bo and O are graduating university.
That's not how I don't think that's how you pronounce that name.
Bo and Ow.
I actually was thinking Ow.
Bo and Ow. Are graduating university and preparing to leave the flat they've lived in together for a year. Thanks to visa limitations, Ao is forced to return to Japan, leaving Bo in England. Disillusioned by the post-educational life and shoved aside by a government who doesn't want them there, both are trying to come to terms with their uncertain future. And deep under their South London flat, something grows. Wander through an intimate flat and examine the everyday belongings of Bo and O.
I think it's Ow.
Ow. Bo and Ow.
I think it's Ow, yeah.
Anyway, again, just another like story type S game. It's not like a visual novel. I like looked at the style of this game. You're kind of looking top down on this flat and like
this is one I would definitely play.
Yeah, it's not like visual novel style. I mean, obviously you're going to get dialogue in that way, but again, you're kind of looking at the flat top down and interacting with the world that way. But it's kind of confined to their flat, I think.
Oh,
yeah,
cute.
I would play this one for sure.
Very cute art style.
Nice. And apparently it's very focused on like the exploration of their emotions, and it's a very, feely type game, so I'm into it.
Well, I love to be felt.
This next one, Pat, might pique your interest. It's called Skatebird.
Birds. Pat loves
birds. Pat's very interested in birds. This one was released in 2021. It's a skateboarding game by Glass Bottom Games, which was founded by a trans woman named Megan Fox. Not Megan Fox, the celebrity.
Megan Fox is trans woman.
Not that Megan Fox. Not that Megan Fox.
Oh my god, this is so cute. Look at the little bird.
So Skatebird, the description is grind on bendy straws, kickflip over staplers, and carve killer lines through cardboard and sticky tape parks. In Skatebirds, you're a lonely little bird, and your big friend has hung up their board for good. Their job sucks, and lately, they're barely ever home to play with you. You're gonna fix that with all the power of being a chill little skateboarding bird. You may be tiny, but the more you skate, the more friends you'll make. Birds will come check out your park, help you find more parks, and together, you'll somehow fix Big Friend's life. Above all else, Skatebirds try their best.
That is so cute. I'm looking at the art for this too. There's a little like parakeet looking bird in a pirate hat wearing a bow tie.
Oh, there better be a hawk in it.
Oh,
there's
I don't know.
There has cockatiel.
There's a cock.
Love that. Cockatiel.
Cockatiel.
I like cockatiels. Those are good birds. They're
cute.
All birds are good birds.
When I was like 14.
That's weird. You wanted a cockatiel?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could pan, so.
Shut up.
Makes sense. Ever take a shot every time we're talking about Jackie D?
Anytime I say something like I've liked or interested in,
I'm pan. I'm interested in both. I'm interested in anything.
Matt his voice memo. Take a shot every time he says amplify, and I was on the floor dead. You sounded, what's funny? You sounded both like you had ADHD and also you had ADHD but took an Adderall. So you were focused on the topic and moving, but within the topic it was going in 18 different directions.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
So that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
Anyway, did y'all ever play Tony Hawk Pro Skater? Because that's what this looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Me and my sibling, growing up, back when they were a girl, we would play that game. But I can say that. We're family. They don't mind. We played 1, 2, and 3 religiously.
Mhm.
Religiously in the house. We had it on multiple systems. We were just throwing them around.
Well, this game looks like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but it has like story points and like story beats that differentiate it. So I'm very interested to see like what story exists within this skatebird game.
Skatebird,
helping your big friend.
I love that it's called that. Your big friend.
I love my little birdies.
Oh.
Raptor Boyfriend is next.
Okay. Okay.
This one's another visual novel released in July 15th, 2021. It's a dating simulator visual novel by Rocket Adrift, which is a team consisting of neurodivergent, trans, and black game developers.
Neurodivergent, great. We're moving on to further groups.
Yes. Lots of marginalized groups within these games here, and I love it.
What is this?
Raptor Boyfriend, a high school romance, is a dating sim about a teen girl who moves to a small secret community of cryptids. Romance, a magical fairy, a sensitive Sasquatch, and a bold velociraptor. And maybe I'm biased in the selection of these games too, because again, I love visual novels.
I think that's what I was also going to say. There was a selection bias. This was not a randomized selection
because I'm picking these out. Yes.
Yeah.
But also you can date a velociraptor. Come on now.
To go back to my point before about how all of these games are very similar, the caveat is that Matt chose these and no one else did. So it could be that gay people, queer people, neurodivergent people are making tons of different types of games, but we'd never know because
because this came about in less than 24 hours.
However, it did come about in less than 24 hours. However, when I look up games from queer media developers or queer studios, these types of games do appear more often, and these are the ones. I focused on like 2 or 3 like articles focused on these games.
You look at that list that I sent you from Gamer Magazine.
I had already actually seen that article, Jackie, like the one that you sent.
Oh, so you sent it and then just ignored it.
Well, I had already seen it, so why look at it?
There was no reason.
Thanks. There was no
response. Like, oh, thank you, but I already saw it. Or like,
there was thanks for participating. You just decided to be a greedy cunt and not say anything and lead your own episode.
Would you guys date a velociraptor?
There's one more game on this list, and Jackie has a heart out, so we got to get through this last game.
All right, last one, and it's good because we're almost at an hour in terms of recording. Bug Snacks.
I remember hearing about this. I've seen it.
I know this game.
Yes, so this is one that I've included. It's probably the biggest title on the list, whereas all the other ones were kind of like smaller game developers. This one was actually released by the same studio as Octodad. If you've ever played Octodad.
I did not play Octodad.
I have. I love Octodad. It's very difficult, but I love it.
Yeah. It's like fun, quirky game. And this game also has like a very similar aesthetic. So it was released in 2022, April 28th. The tags on it is adventure/psychological horror. Now, I don't know what makes this game a psychological horror because I looked at the trailer and it looks very cute and very wholesome.
I do. Do you know, Pat?
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
Okay. It looked from the trailer again. I haven't played this game. It looks cute and wholesome.
Super cute.
But there's something about it that makes it a psychological horror. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Anyway, I'm not actually sure if the game devs, Young Horses is the name of the studio. I'm not actually sure if any of them are part of the LGBTQ community, but I've included the game because it includes 2 prominent queer relationships within the game compared to one straight relationship. Again, don't really know what the game is about, but they are apparently a major part of the story of the game. Here's the description. Bug Snacks takes you on a journey to Snacktooth Island, home of the legendary half-bug, half-snack creatures, Bug Snacks. Invited by intrepid explorer Elizabeth Megafig, you arrive to discover your host nowhere to be found, her camp in shambles, and her followers scattered across the island alone and hungry. It's up to you to solve the mysteries of Snacktooth Island. What happened to Lizbert? What are Bug Snacks, and where do they come from? But most of all, why do they taste so good?
Delicious.
Yeah.
And that is the last game on my list. And without spoiling it, Jackie's like, smiling and like giving a little mischievous smile. So I'm a little curious, Jackie. What do you think about this?
The game, I will say, without spoiling it, the game went in a direction I really wasn't expecting, and I did not know. My sister was playing this, and I think this was one of the premiere titles that came out with the PS5. she was playing it, and I was watching her play, and I didn't know. I wasn't at all prepared for the direction it took, and I had no idea that it was even tagged psychological horror.
Yeah.
Knowing the ending, knowing where it goes, yes.
Yes.
The gratuitous gay sex scenes really shocked me.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of
like
scissoring. There's a lot of all kinds of penetration and
love that. Love that. Great. Anyway, those are my 10 smaller games, except for Bugsnax. Bugsnax is kind of a bigger game. But those are my 10 games featuring queer relationships or / from queer gaming developers. And the plan is in the future, don't exactly know what the plan is, but we want to play all 10 of these games on our Twitch stream.
I don't know the plan.
No. The plan is to play these games on our Twitch streams, on our channel. Again, not sure exactly how that's going to play out yet. We're still formalizing the plans. But we are going to play all 10 of these games on our Twitch, which is at What Do The Gamers Think, GAYMERS, or Jackie's channel, which is Jackie_the_bananas. So go ahead and subscribe to us or follow us on Twitch to get notified when we do play these lovely games. And I do plan on playing all of them.
Work.
That's it. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns?
I just want to say... Wow. Jesus.
Go on, Pat.
I just... Sorry. I just want to say that as we move into 2023, I'm looking forward to Diablo 4, Spider-Man 2, Legend of Zelda not Breath of the Wild, oh my god, was Tears of the Kingdom. I think those are my top 3 games I'm looking forward to next year.
Nice. I'm also half looking forward to the new Fire Emblem, but I'm kind of like hesitant about it, but we'll see. I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna play it, but I'm hesitant about it.
For me, I think there's Horizon Forbidden West DLC that was recently announced. I think it's coming out in 2023, so I am looking forward to that.
You looking forward to Diablo 4?
I love Diablo.
I wanted you to say, what's Diablo?
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's roll the tape.
Are you
We'll edit this out.
Right.
To get to one. Jackie, are you excited for Diablo 4?
What's Diablo?
Cut the camera's dead ass. Cut the camera's dead ass. Amazing.
Great. Absolutely amazing. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening / watching this episode of the What Do The Gays Think podcast. If you don't follow us on Twitter, our Twitter is at WDTGT podcast. Go ahead and give us a follow there. Right now, it's mostly retweeting funny memes that may pop up, but we also post our notifications for all of our stuff on there as well. We're also on Mastodon now. I'm working on promoting us on Mastodon. On Mastodon, we are Pride Empire. I will put the link in the description, so you can go check us out on there if you are in that social media platform. Or join our Discord, again, Pride Empire, which you can join in the link in the description. And Jackie, do you want to plug anything about you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter while it lasts at king_jaqueen, and you can follow me on Twitch at Jackie_the_bananas.
I live.
I laugh.
And I am Mac Lubeck.
And I'm sick.
And I'm looking forward to Diablo 4.
Cut the camera's dead ass. Cut the camera's dead ass.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.